Well, with the holidays just around the corner, Air Transat has begun canceling some flights ahead of a possible pilot strike. Let's go live to CB24's Beatrice Vaisman, who joins us live from Terminal 1 at Pearson Airport with the latest. B.
Jamie, it was a busy morning here for Air Transat customers who flew out to some Caribbean destinations. The next flight leaving just before 3 o'clock this afternoon down to Cancun. But for those travelers, the question is, am I going to be able to get home? Of course, there's this looming strike that's now, the union's given a 72-hour strike notice, which kicks in. So Wednesday, 3 a.m. Let's get a kind of an idea as to how talks are going, if they're going at all. We've got Captain Tim Perry, the Canada President of the Airline Pilots Association, joining us now live from Montreal, where these talks have been ongoing with the employer. Captain, thanks for making time for us. Let's talk about first, how are talks going? Are they going at all?
Yeah, they certainly are going. We are hard at work at the bargaining table, some late nights, some early mornings. And in fact, we've actually been at the bargaining table for 11 months. And that's part of the problem. It's taken far, far too long to reach a fair collective agreement because it's been 10 years that these pilots have, since they've had a meaningful contract negotiating. So, that's really what's happening. It's been 11 months and we're hard at work.
When it comes to the status of negotiations, I mean, the employer, Air Transat, in a statement late last night, Captain, said that they believe that this strike notice was premature and that it had presented what they're calling a generous offer, including a 59% raise over the course of several years. Tell me why the union does not believe that deal was good enough, and what more are you looking for?
Well, unfortunately, there's very little contained within that statement, which is actually true. The 59% number, wildly inaccurate. It's really some creative accounting. If actually there were 59% offers on the table, we'd take that to our members right away. A lot of people are counting on us to get this done. Our members and the traveling public, we take this very seriously. But it's what I would say is reckless is to go 11 months and not take the bargaining seriously until the very end, and then take the bargaining, bring it into the public realm where it doesn't belong, where we're here at the bargaining table trying to get a deal.
Tell me about why now? Why the 72-hour strike notice issued now, Captain? I mean, we've seen in the past various unions using kind of this time of year as leverage. We saw it with Canada Post just ahead of the holiday season. Is that kind of the point in this scenario, too, to put pressure on the employer to actually get to a deal?
It has everything to do with the fact that we've been working and trying to work towards a deal for 11 months. And unfortunately, the Air Transat management has not taken those sessions seriously enough in order to make progress. As I said, it's been 10 years since meaningful changes and modernization has happened for the Air Transat pilots. And Air Transat is not entitled to discount labor for that period of time, and they're not now and not into the future either.
When you talk about modernization, Captain, what does that look like? What tangibly, I mean, are these pilots and the union looking to achieve through these negotiations? What are some of the key, sticking points, desires?
Yeah, I mean, I can help a little bit with that, but I think it's also important to leave the key issues in the bargaining in the bargaining room at the bargaining table. But there's a lot of elements to a modern pilot collective agreement. There's safety professionals, and so there's pay. But there's also complicated scheduling rules. There's a lot of safety elements that live within a collective agreement, and they all need our attention.
What do you say, Captain, to the public? You talked about the fact that, of course, this is an incredibly busy travel season, and certainly I know you recognize that it puts a lot of travelers in a really difficult position. Those going now don't know if they're going to be able to get home. People now wondering, are my holiday plans with my family that I've been looking forward to all year, are they going to happen? What do you say, to the greater public?
Yeah, I appreciate the question because no pilot wants to go on strike. No pilot wants to miss a day of work. We bear in mind the well-being of the traveling public when they're on board our airplanes and under our care, and this is no different. A good collective agreement brings stability to the airline. Air Transat has lost approximately 25% of its workforce, people leaving for different jobs, better jobs around the country and around the industry. I mean, a good collective agreement will put a stop to that and introduce stability for everybody's travel.
And last question for you, Captain. How hopeful are you that a deal can be reached to actually avert this strike by the deadline Wednesday, 3 a.m.? Is it possible?
Well, Beatrice, I am a glass half full type of person, and we're here and we're putting the work in. So I am optimistic. It is going to take work, and it's going to take work on both sides. We're doing that work. We need to see that work happening from the other side of the table, and we are open to being flexible, to reaching deals, to making compromise. That's what bargaining is all about. We're here to do just that, but they have to meet us at the table and put the work in as well.
All right, Captain Tim Perry, the Canada President of the Airline Pilots Association, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Thank you. And so, Jamie, negotiations and bargaining will continue where the captain is in Montreal. That's where the talks are actually taking place. It sounds like the two sides are still meeting, still actually getting to the table, which is still, somewhat good news for travelers who are still hopeful that they won't have to see their flights canceled and won't have to make alternate arrangements if they want to go spend a few days with their family somewhere warm or even just fly to see loved ones as well, because really it is the season. It's an incredibly busy holiday season, Jamie.
Thank you so much, Bea.